Hello and welcome to the Success Siren Salon. I'm your host, Jasmine Sreenika, Crystalsinger, and I'm also the founder of Success Siren. I help soulpreneurs who are overcoming perfectionism and procrastination attract more of their soulmate clients with ease so they can live their freedom-based lifestyle. And to kick off this entire year-long program, I am deeply honored to have my dearest friend, Lisa Allen, astrologer and herbalist extraordinaire, to the show today to talk about what's in store for soulpreneurs and light workers in 2018 so they can step onto a larger stage and finally be seen. So welcome to the show today, Lisa.
Thank you for having me, Jasmine. I'm really excited to be here with my video debut with you.
And the topic of our show today is really how to get seen and serve more soulmate clients in 2018. And you're going to be giving us a little bit of a cosmic rundown, a little bit of a backtracking into 2017 to see just how far we really have come, and telling us why 2018 is prime for light workers to really come out of the shadows and sparkle. Why the stars are aligned, so to speak, for this true personal and global expansion. So take it away, Lisa.
Yeah, thank you. So I really do think that 2018 is the time to shine, seriously. The reason, there's several reasons, because there's lots of cycles that are always happening with planets, of course. But a large one has to do with the planet Saturn, which is, it's pretty much about getting things done, okay? It's about doing the real work. And in the last 3 years, up until December 19th, we've had Saturn in the sign of Sagittarius, which is much more about visions and much more about like inspiration and that type of thing. So Saturn has been helping us work on our inspiration, but it hasn't been as supportive toward actually getting things done, to actually translate what it is that we want to do and then actually getting it done. I believe that Saturn going into Capricorn, which it did on December 19th, and it'll be in Capricorn for almost 3 more years. So I think that it's a really huge shift for light workers and soulpreneurs to say, okay, I've had this vision for me to get out there and get my message to a larger audience. And now it's the time to do it. Now I actually need to learn how to do it. And Jasmine, I've had the pleasure of working with you to get me out of my own stuff so that I could actually do it. So
back when we were in Bali in Indonesia, and then later coaching while you were in San Diego and I was in the Midwest, absolutely.
Yes, and then when I saw you, like you went from there to Florida and then to Ireland and now to Greece. How exciting.
What a journey it's been.
Your retreat. I mean, do you know how many people that like want to go to Greece on your retreat in Memorial Day weekend or roundabouts?
I'm already getting a lot of requests, I have to say. But again, this is all about expansion. As a Sagittarian, I love travel and have lived abroad for a long time. But I found that my own personal challenges with visibility come from when I'm stuck in a rut. If I'm at home too long or in the same routine, I am personally not feeling challenged to really get out there and serve. And I just had a fantastic question that was given to me by one of my coaches, which is, when you get up in the morning, just knowing my archetype as a holistic leader, what are you going to teach today? What do your what does your tribe need to learn? And I couldn't think of anybody who is more knowledgeable about the obstacles to visibility really than you, because you're looking at the cosmic picture. And for each of the signs, it's going to look a little bit different. I think you have
Oh,
grouped them
yes. Oh,
into
yes.
elements, but maybe you could talk to us a little bit about that.
Okay, sure. Actually, now I will say on an overview, I do believe that Saturn and Capricorn for everyone is going to be a productive time to get things done. Now,
Mm.
some signs are going to just say hooray and jump right in. And I really do believe that they are the Capricorns and then also the Tauruses and Virgos. Time to get it done. Remember when everything was in Sagittarius and like nothing was getting done? Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Capricorns, Virgos, and Tauruses are going to be hooray, finally things are getting done. Okay, so
Absolutely.
they're time for you guys to jump right in and get it done. This is great.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. For the fire signs, yes, you've had Saturn and Sagittarius when it was in the fire sign, so that was not as hard for you. So while Saturn is in Capricorn, I still think that even for fire signs, it's going to work pretty good. There might be some impatience because Saturn and
Mm-hmm.
Capricorn is like a like Sagittarius Capricorn. So there's this kind of smaller like get it done energy, like, and you got to fit everything in this like little hole, and it could be frustrating for fire signs.
Mm-hmm.
But
Mm-hmm.
love the passion, love the, energy, like get it done. You guys are usually not the people that have the problems with visibility. So uh it's just going to maybe be a little bit more work, but I say that Saturn and Capricorn is going to bring excellent rewards if you do the group, if you're doing the work. So if it
I
feels
love that. I
hard,
just wanted to interject something about
sure.
Sagittarius. I really feel that my personal challenge, and I mean, I know a lot of people can attest to this if they're Sagittarian, is biting off more than you can chew.
Oh,
So
good grief.
I have an extremely ambitious project this year, but I know it's important to step up to the plate and harnessing Saturn and Capricorn's energy to complete the task. The sea
Yes.
goat climbing up the
Yes,
mountain,
and it's
so to
about
speak.
like taking all the vision and then kind of
Mhm.
and then making it fit into, for instance, technology structures. I think that
Mhm.
sure we could say that they're ruled by Mercury, but I would also say that Saturn plays a role with our technology because it has to be going through something, in
Mhm.
order to work. We're using technology right now, Jasmine, to get this done. And this is, I mean, I had to wait till now to do my video debut, even though I visualized it for a really long time.
And how does
It's
it
actually getting
feel?
done
How
now.
does it feel? Because this show, dear soulpreneur, who's tuning in to watch this, is for you. If you have questions, if you have comments, if there's something you want to know, our guests will really be available to to be able to give you an honest view of what this path is. It's filled, I know for me personally, with a lot of spirals and things that feel like
Yeah.
backtracking. But that also has to do with the energy of cycles. Sometimes when we
Yeah.
have this great vision, we feel bounced back and forth and it doesn't really come into form. And I personally am so excited about 2018
Me
because
too.
it's allowing all of us collectively to channel our gifts and get them done. So using technology, maybe it's a strong suit for us, or maybe it's there's a little bit more of a barrier. Like it
Sure.
took a little while for this interview to to
Yes,
come
it
to
did.
fruition.
And it's okay because we know now what we have to do, and it's okay. And that's really, I guess, the whole thing. So let me get to the air and water signs before we
Oh yeah,
get further on.
absolutely. Before we
The air
digress.
signs, okay, you guys actually are going to be doing pretty okay with this Capricorn, uh, Saturn also, because we, okay, Capricorn can be a very mental sign. It's up here a lot. Like there's a lot of management going on. Okay, there's a lot of things like that. So on some level, the air signs, I think, will get a lot more grounded and focused because their ideas can be kind of ethereal or out there, or like, let's try this out, or I wonder how this would work. Capricorn Saturn is going to give them the opportunity to at least try it out and get the rubber on the road. Okay. Water signs are probably our most shy people. I would say, like out of the collective of the, if we take the earth signs, fire signs being the most outgoing, by the way, air signs and water signs are usually the most introverted and the most, like, I'm showing, I have, I'm vulnerable, I'm exposed, I don't feel safe. So there's that going on for our water sign friends. Cancers might have especially a little bit difficult time because Saturn will be opposite your sign. So
okay, what does that mean, Lisa, for
this,
those of us who don't know as much as you do about astrology?
okay, well, there's strength in water signs also. So I didn't want it to make it like, oh, water signs have it hard and nobody else has it hard. That's not what I'm saying.
From my personal experience coaching my clients who are water signs, they have an enormous capacity to create heartfelt connection with their clients live in person, and they are so intuitive and psychic, mesmerizing.
Exactly.
As a fire sign goes outwards with energy in terms of performance, usually on video or on stage, I see the strong magnetic pull of waters,
the inward
bringing
coming.
people,
Absolutely.
yes, bringing people to them.
Absolutely. That is exactly what I was going to say about water signs, was that they have this amazing, first off, they have amazing imagination. So they can visualize a lot of things. And once they get really grounded in, and I do think that Saturn and Capricorn is going to help despite, getting the work done. Okay. I truly believe that when water signs find their center and they feel safe, which, Jasmine, you're amazing at helping feel safe. Okay. I'm just going to say that because there's video coaches out there that it's like, you don't feel safe. Okay. You nurture the safety and then also, all of the other things. You have a lot of the vision and everything. But once a water sign can like actually do that, wow, they can just be there, and you just see things going, interest, it's amazing. Absolutely amazing.
Fabulous.
And
Fabulous.
One of the things that I was going to mention was that it's not just our sun sign that we work with in our, with the program that we're going to be introducing. We're also going to be looking at people's moon signs. So if you feel like, wow, I feel like one of those other elements more than I do my own sun sign, you might be dealing with your moon sign, which is huge for your safety issues. Maybe you have a water sign moon. Maybe you have, a Virgo moon, which that has like also a level of safety need because of, order of things and those types of things. So we're going to be looking at moon signs quite especially in this training.
Yeah, wonderful. So what Lisa's referring to is really the love child of aligned soul essence visibility and branding according to the stars, really seeing how your unique composition and makeup of planets and their placements. Would that be correct, Lisa?
Did I let it out of the bag too fast? I'm sorry. I'm really excited.
No,
about this program, so.
Not at all. But Lisa and I have really been talking about this so much, and also after years of working with their own clients, that we're very excited that we have really channeled a very special system to help you overcome any of your fears of visibility so you can shine. But more on that in an upcoming webinar that we'll be doing Monday, and in the show notes you'll get some more information about that. But to go back to our general overview of Saturn and maybe some concrete steps that our soulpreneurs and light workers who are tuning in today, Lisa, can take to go from that visioning phase,
Yeah.
whatever sign they are, to taking action and harnessing Saturn's energy to put themselves out there. And again, throwing people in the deep end, I found, just causes a lot of fear. I mean, if you are
Yes.
more
When they're
outgoing,
unprepared. I mean, you eventually
yeah,
have to get into the pool. I really
of
get that.
course. And this is the year to get in.
This is the absolute year to do it. If you're
Yeah.
if you're holding back and saying, gosh, maybe there's a better time. No, this is actually springtime, particularly, is a great time
Mhm.
because none of the planets are retrograde for like 10 weeks. It's amazing.
Mhm.
We don't
So,
really have
and what
like
does that mean?
such
What does
great.
that mean for our viewers if
What
the
it
planets
means is
aren't
that we have
retrograde?
forward energy in every single way. This is supporting the forward movement. No more going back and like looking at this or, something like that. We have a lot of retrogrades coming up in the summer and the fall. And by the way, those can have their own, like good things that could come out like after going back and diving in. However,
Mhm.
if you are thinking about, like I really want to do, this thing and I'm not quite sure if I'm going to do it.
Mhm.
I say do it. And if you still feel scared, okay, get a bottle of Rescue Remedy at your health food store, take some drops, okay? It can happen. You'll get through it. And I know that there's some things that could be frustrating because I know about these from working with
And
Jasmine.
let's talk about that. Your
Yeah.
own journey, Lisa,
Oh my gosh.
from really being afraid to be on
Oh my
camera,
gosh.
wanting to get it perfectly right, having a background as a
Yes.
former model,
And then I sounded
well,
like
having this
on
extra
my video
pressure.
that you took of me, 3 years ago, like my before and
Mhm.
after. I mean, I'm probably like a robot, and it's,
Not quite, but
I'm
you
not
don't look
really
as
that
comfortable as you
robotic,
are now.
but
Indeed.
it took me a long time to really
Mhm.
own it. But I think part of it was really, it was probably my own timing of going through a lot of things that I've gone through. Plus, me being a Capricorn, Saturn is my ruler, and it was in Sagittarius for 2.5, 3 years. So
Mhm.
I was, kind of, going through the visions. I had the good ideas for, oh, that's right, I was supposed to announce the book. So I have a book idea that came through, and now this year I get to write the book. But I had the idea come while Saturn was in Sagittarius. So
Yeah,
I
and it
guess it
was
was
so
just a timing thing
interesting.
for me too.
Absolutely. Lisa is really the creator of intuitive timing. And when we worked together, she was a bit in limbo in terms of a brand she had already created, but it didn't feel totally aligned with her soul. And with just a few
Yes,
questions, actually, you were able to connect to your higher self and really feel what the synthesis of all of your many, many
yes.
talents
It had to all come
were.
together though in order
Mhm.
to feel confident at that inner core level. And
Mhm.
I mean, I realized going through my astrology chart really helped me to get to like what it is that I'm doing. And what I did, and like Jasmine kind of paraphrased it, but what happened was I made a like an error, I guess, in my brand because I was living in my head. I was thinking, oh wow, relationship coach. I know a lot of people that are doing that and they're very successful. So maybe I could like launch myself into this relationship coach field thinking that, I had a specialty, and I thought about it for a little while. But after like trying it on, I guess, I realized that it didn't fit me at all.
Mm.
And I want to tell people out there that, certainly trying things on is it's a good thing to do. But when that doesn't fit, you have to like say, okay, this doesn't fit. Like, let's get something that fits. And once you get the fit happening, Jasmine, that's when I really took off with you, with like getting confident, because then it's like, yes, this is like my fit, this is my, this is my thing, this is my message, this is my everything. And then everything like that I've collected for years and everything just kind of came together.
And it came together in an extremely powerful system. I have to say, I've personally benefited just knowing when energy isn't right to launch things or move things forward. And it's
Yeah.
better to go back to the drawing board and refine so that when the energy
Yes.
is right to move
Yes.
forward,
Yeah. So
then
maybe some of the fear that
there's a good reward.
somebody has is because of actually really an issue that needs to be addressed further under. Maybe they're not aligned with their core like I was. Like when I was trying out that other brand thing. Maybe.
And that brings me to another question
Okay.
for all of the soulpreneurs and light workers who are tuning in. My question to Lisa is, and I know this from our time coaching, but I do want to hear it in your own words, Lisa.
Okay.
What were the major fears you had about being visible? So you were confused about who you were talking to.
Yeah, the confusion
what
was
you were
probably
supposed to say.
80%.
Yeah.
Seriously. The confusion of my brand and what I was to do in the world, okay, with what it is that I have like developed over the last, 15, 20, 25 years. The brand confusion was huge for me. So, I mean, I know that there's soulpreneurs out there that might actually be like actually unconsciously modeling somebody else, and thereby they're not going to stand out, because it's going to be like, oh, you're a cookie cutter of this. And then what happens is that when you're a cookie cutter, then you have to cut your prices, when you are the originator of what it is that you're doing, price doesn't matter. So that's what
absolutely. In effect,
you've been helping me with.
Thank you. You've created your own niche out of honestly listening to your higher self and taking action, allowing yourself to feel into, oh no, that doesn't feel right. This does feel like me. And now that you're connected in your heart space, and so this would be my tip to all you soulpreneurs who are, in a sense, struggling with your message, is that, it's really heart healing.
Yes.
We shut down. This happened to me early on. We shut down when we are not honored speaking our truth. We speak too loud. We're told, to stay quiet or not to rock the boat. And then at that point is when the disconnect happens and we start to mistrust our feelings, whereas our feelings, and I don't just mean, emotions which pass, but our true feelings are what are aligning us with our true north on our compass, the compass of our higher self. So when something doesn't feel right, without discarding it, we can look at what is the internal shift that I need to make. What is my feeling alerting me to? Is it really something on the outside that I need to change? Perhaps. Is it a shift in perspective? Usually that comes first.
Yes.
But most of the time we are locked into this, it's like a carrot that's being dangled in front of us. If I accomplish this, if I get so many clients, if I look like so-and-so, I will be safe. So much of our behavior in our own brand creation and in our service to our soulmate clients can come from a mental place, and it can come from a space of lack, not feeling enough, comparing ourselves to others, whereas we will always stand out in a very active and crowded marketplace because we are the unique originator of that which we came to this world to share. It's not easy to see it for ourselves. That's why having a mentor or coach is so helpful. Just subtle questions that will allow you to change your paradigm of thinking, practices to allow you to embody what is most truth, what is truth for you, and clarity so that you can separate the chaos and see the cohesiveness of your message and be able to communicate it clearly straight to the heart of your soulmate clients. And that is truly what I feel visibility is. That adage,
Yeah.
you know, just be yourself. We have years of conditioning
Gosh. Yeah.
that prevent us from being ourselves. But when
Yes.
we are witnessed by someone who is non-judgmental, who accepts all parts of ourselves and mirrors back to us the need for us to love ourselves wholly and fully, we start to embrace this messy and interesting and exciting process of what we're going to be when we grow up. And it
Messy.
continues to change.
It is messy.
It is
Definitely
messy indeed. So what are some of the points where you thought, I mean, did you ever think, I'm going to give up? Or did you have
Oh,
a
there was
different
times
feeling?
because, well, first off, I think that what we were talking about earlier when you know, the copycat syndrome, that
Mm-hmm.
kind of used to work, because if you copied somebody's system and then you served your tiny market, you know, without the internet, like, you know, you served your little niche over here, you could copy somebody's system. That is not how you do the internet. You cannot copy. Now, it doesn't mean that you can't use systems that are in place, but you cannot copy somebody's brand. You just can't. Any
Yet,
kind
Lisa,
of,
why do you feel that so many soulpreneurs, in a sense, are hiding behind somebody else's brand, or afraid of judgment and persecution because they're so unique
yeah,
that putting their own message out there is very is very frightening to them.
absolutely. So I believe that there's a couple of things. I think we do it unconsciously. Okay. I don't even think that there are, because we always have the coaches that say, be yourselves, and then, you know, show us them. Okay. And then what happens is that we just copy them. It just happens. I don't think that it's even something that sometimes the coaches themselves are aware of. Um,
Mm-hmm.
Plus, our conditioning for, oh, how many thousands of years is to blend in. If you stood out and had a different opinion or a different message from your tribe and you were tossed out, you could die. So we have all of these kinds of things that are kind of working in the background. And
Mm-hmm.
especially for women, I think that it's even more intense. I think that this fitting in thing, the belonging and all of those things, it feels like love. And when you are rejected, it's like, oh no. And what we have to do is stay strong in our center and our message that we did come up with, even in the face of, like, even what could be seen as criticism. It actually
Mm-hmm.
means you're on the right path to standing out. And that is the secret nowadays. You must stand out. You can't blend in. You just can't. Or else you're going to get lost in the sea of YouTube, you know?
Mm-hmm. This is such perfect advice. I'd love for you to draw a card for us because you're also extremely
That
gifted,
sounds like a great idea.
to help give us kind of collectively some clarity in this process as we are gentle with ourselves, knowing that we commit to moving forward and all of the energies of the universe are conspiring to help us shine from our true soul, aligned with our purpose and our higher mission, so we can serve more people and we can really raise the vibration of our entire planet. Okay, let's see what you have for us.
Okay, I'm going to show it in closer. Hopefully it is
The
showing, and
druid.
like I'm trying to
Wow.
get it to where it's not shining so much.
Perfect. I can see it.
Okay, the druid. So in this
Amazing.
card deck, this is very similar to the Hierophant, okay, which in other tarot decks, this is actually a card of alchemy. You'll probably see on here that all of the elements are here. So he's got a sword, and he's got the shield, and he's got the cup. Okay, and you see Stonehenge in the back, and the sun coming through here. So this is kind of like, because I think winter solstice, which we just went through like not too long ago. So we're still in the Capricorn ingress time, and we also were talking about Capricorn earlier.
Mm-hmm.
So this is a card wherein there's an alchemy of, okay, so the Fool card has like the vision and all of the stuff that we were talking about with Saturn and Sagittarius. And now it's time to get the rubber to the road. And what it says is that there are systems already in place that you can plug it in, but you've got to plug in your own thing. You can't plug in somebody else's copycat thing. You got to do your own thing first. Okay.
You must be connected to
Absolutely.
the universal source and channel. Lovely.
Absolutely. And to your source. Jasmine is an expert at being able to navigate what you are personally and refining your message and standing out, and then also doing the systems, so that this way you feel safe with the systems happening and the technology and some of those other things, just step by step, you know, the recipe, if you will. She's good at giving you the recipe, but you still have to have the ingredients. Okay, you still have to refine and be the best that you are before
you're
you
your own cook. You're your own
exactly
cook.
you are your own cook. Exactly.
You're going to make your own magnificent dish. And yes, there are taste testers, but at the end of the day, what really counts is that you are feeling joy. Yes, you don't always feel joy. I'm going to be totally transparent.
Oh, I know.
Lisa and I maybe about 8 times more
today
than I thought it would. Longer.
It
took us at least 8 times to get.
Like Saturn's in Capricorn. Let's keep going. Let's keep going. We're going to get this done. We're going to get it right.
And that's because the message is just so important. How many times have you, dear soulpreneur tuning in, have you stopped? Have you allowed a setback or somebody else's criticism or judgment or your own to stop you from taking that next step? This is the year where we ask that you totally forgive yourself for anything that you didn't do or something that you did do, and that you just take the next step. If you don't know what that is, my tip for 2018 really has to do with journaling. Not only does it help you get in touch with your own voice, which is useful on camera to speak as you normally would, but it allows you to channel the messages that are coming through from your guides and your higher self as to what is truly going to bring you your highest happiness. A lot of times it's not what you've mentally thought it would be. And you'll be getting these clues about the people that you're here to serve and how you can best teach or help them. It's very hard to receive these messages, to be receptive to them, and to know what to do with them if we don't take time away. So the balance, I believe, in 2018 is going to be between taking the time to truly listen, reflect before acting, and then when you act, to act decisively and to take the continuous action, the next right step. Always asking, what is the next right step that is going to help me achieve my goal? Remember, Capricorn is the sea goat, right? He's always climbing to the top of the mountain.
Yes.
So in a sense, the danger is to be continually in motion, doing things,
right,
without knowing, am I moving forward strategically? So this year is fabulous because it allows you the space to become very strategic about how you want to achieve your goal, while remaining connected to your heart space, your as we said before,
that's what I was going to mention, because the sign of Capricorn also has a fish tail. So it is about
tell us more about this.
To your emotional center and then striving upward. So we can't forget the spiritual wisdom that arrives from the fishtail part of Capricorn.
So for all of us, 2018 with Saturn in Capricorn is going to allow us to increase our powers of intuition, if I understand you correctly,
Yes.
as well as motivate us to action and continuous action. As a Sagittarian, it's been my biggest block, being able to keep the momentum going, being able to continue.
Capricorn is about getting it to stick.
Getting it to stick. So I would
Yes.
love just to, as we're wrapping up the show today, to just to invite Lisa to say, just lighting a candle here, to say maybe, a special blessing for the inspired visibility of all of our viewers, so we all may rise and prosper and serve to our soul's delight in 2018.
Okay. Well, as we are now in 2018, we have so much planetary support in so many ways, not just Saturn and Capricorn, but we have very little retrogrades at the beginning of this year. We have Mars going into, well, it's in Scorpio now. It'll be in Sagittarius and then later in Capricorn, helping us get all of the things done and get motivated and the energy to go forward. We have a lot of Capricorn other placements also right now. This is the time to get it done. And I would love to encourage anyone who is, wow, I haven't been able to really get visible with my business. I want a wider reach. I want to encourage you to get it done now. This is the time. There is not a better time to get it done. So
beautiful.
I'm going to just put out those good wishes for all of us, okay? Because I'm included, all of us that have had visibility issues, visibility and the vulnerability thing, and the not feeling genuine about your message, like, or like when you say something and people go, huh, because they don't understand yet, and just to stick with it and just know, I'm going to stay with my message, not change your message because somebody else doesn't get it. That's not what you do. So Jasmine, I'll let you take it away.
Fantastic. Well, so I just wanted to thank Lisa Allen, the creator of the intuitive timing method, and upcoming author with Llewellyn Publishing.
Can't wait.
Of a book by the same name. Just thank you so much for sharing your very deep astrological insight into how we can all rise, play a bigger game, and shine even brighter in 2018. Below in the show notes, you'll learn a little bit about a few free resources we have that can help you shine even brighter. You'll find out a little bit more about the upcoming course, Visibility Alchemy, that we've co-authored together. But most importantly, we'd love to hear your comments, what you got out of this show, what your questions are, and what you'd like to see more of that would be supportive to you in your own journey of expanded visibility and high vibe success. So thanking you so much for tuning in to our very first episode of the Success Siren Salon. This is your host, Jasmine Sreenika. You're so welcome. This is Jasmine Sreenika, Crystalsinger, wishing you much success and wishing you to captivate and contribute. Bye for now.
Bye.